Welcome back to another episode of Kaleido's Good News. This week we start in Scotland, where an antique dealer called Richard Drummond bought a stained glass window in a charity shop. It was £25, and once he bought it, he discovered it belonged to King Robert I, popularly known as Robert the Bruce from the 1300s. Richard spotted the colourful glass for sale in Moffat, Scotland, and was told it had been discovered in an old house in the area which had been abandoned for years. After removing layers and layers of grease, Richard revealed the stunning stained glass beneath. It depicts a knight with a Latin inscription around the edges, which translates into Robert Bruce, King of the Scots. Richard began researching online and sought the help of local and international experts. He now believes it dates back to the 14th century and may have been installed in a castle taken over by the famous king who fought to restore independence in Scotland, becoming a national hero. Isn't it just amazing what you can find in a charity shop? What do you think you could find? Now, we move to a new cool invention. Palantir, a company in Switzerland, have created the world's first solar-powered foundry. A foundry is a factory that melts metal into liquid so it can be remodelled into something else. Normally, you have to use fossil fuels in a foundry, but this new invention means that 500 mirrors track the sun and focus the energy into the furnace chamber until it reaches 2000 degrees Celsius. Heat like that can melt steel in 1.5 hours without any fossil fuels being burnt. By 2028, the recycling centre should be producing 1,000 tonnes of solar steel per year. Congratulations, Palantir team. We hope the rest of the world follows your lead. Now, you may have heard that over in the Middle East, there's been a lot of fighting going on between Israel and Palestine. This has been going on for a long time and has been really bad in the last 2 years. However, the good news is that both sides have agreed to a ceasefire. This means a pause in the fighting. The pause comes after peace talks involving Israel, Hamas, the United States and Arab countries. Tens of thousands of Palestinians have started to return to northern Gaza, including parts of Gaza City, which they may have left during the fighting. Let's all hope the peace continues for everyone. Finally, have you ever heard of the Deaflympics? The name Deaflympics is made up of 2 words, deaf and Olympics. Every 4 years, the event brings together deaf athletes from across the world to compete across 7 different sports. The games are organised by deaf people for deaf people, and the Tokyo 2025 Deaflympics will take place between the 15th and the 26th of November. Athletes from all around the world will compete in 7 sports: athletics, football, golf, swimming, cycling, shooting and tennis. This year is super special as it's the 100th anniversary of the Deaflympics that were first held in Paris in 1924. That makes them the second oldest multi-sport and cultural festival in the world. The games were originally known as the International Silent Games and started with 148 athletes from 9 European nations. The event is now grown and unites more than 2,500 athletes from around the globe. Best of luck to all the athletes competing. Good luck! Well, that's all for me this week, folks. If you've got any exciting news that you'd like to share, you can leave it in the comments below. Look forward to seeing you next week.